What's up? What's up? What's up, people? What's happening, y'all? What's going on? What's up, my people? Happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday. We are back with a brand new live show. It's Wednesday, January 15th, and today is Around the World Black. So we're gonna get into a couple juicy um, issues, ideals, different things to actually talk about that comes to the Black populace, because that's what we talk about on these days. We talk about things that affect us as humans, as Black people, as the Black populace. That's kind of what we jumping into today. We're gonna get into it right now. Okay, so quote of the day is work on yourself and vibe alone for a while. Every season doesn't need company. And for a person like myself who is very, very intertwined with people, I'm a people person. I'm still a person who likes to be alone. I enjoy my time by myself. I enjoy taking time out just for me and doing things that I need to do, doing things how I need to do it. Because sometimes you need to do some of those things without people. So the quote is definitely it's true. It's a prevalent quote. However, it's hard for some people to do that. It's hard for some people to just be like, I'm gonna create a routine that works specifically just for me. Um, like going home every day at a certain time, doing certain things, making things happen the way you want to make them happen in the way you do it. It's hard sometimes to do that. It's hard for people to make that appeal and that adjustment when they're so used to always either going to hang out or being around other people or just having the satisfaction of being loved on. So it'd be hard. It's so when you're focused and you're trying to do something the way you're trying to do it and without it being interfered or interrupted by you stepping outside of your goals or your alignment or your routine, if you're trying to do that without it interrupting your life, it's impossible. You're gonna have to make some changes in your day to day to make that happen. If you want to be alone and do that vibe, that's up to you, because you may not want to be that person. You may be just fine with being that person who can actually fulfill their goals and get their stuff done when people are around. Everybody don't have to be silent, but there is a time and there is a season for everything. So you could take that time out in a season. In a season for you could be 30 days. A season for you could be 3 months. A season for you could be 10 days. It just depends on how long you're setting this goal, this precedent um, for. And, you know, it's up to you totally. What's up, niece? Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. She told my locks looking good, y'all. Thank you, boo. But yeah, so take time out, albeit however many days, 10 days, 30 days, 6 months, however you want to do it. Take the time out to be alone for that time just to see how you're doing, what you're doing, how you working through your goals, what you're trying to do. Just like do that. It's okay to have some time to yourself. And if you really, really love yourself and you, like you say you do, you definitely need that time. You definitely need it. Don't play yourself. Hey, Jay. What's up, my girl? You definitely need that time. So working on yourself and vibe alone for a while. Every season doesn't need company. And that statement is so true and so strong. You don't have to have people surrounding you all the time. You do not have to have somebody breathing on your neck every 20 minutes. Sometimes you need to figure things out and move how you move in your own time and in your own place. And that's important. Okay? That is very important. Take a season to be beneficial with you. And a lot of times nobody don't even have to express that to you. You don't even have to be told that. You know, oh, I want to do this right now. I'm trying to do this, so I'm gonna rework this. I'm gonna do this way. I'm gonna handle this way. Sometimes it's not even intentional that you start backing away from certain things. It just happens because you're so locked in. You concentrate and you in there. So, all right. That's our quote of the day, y'all. Work on yourself and vibe alone for a while. Every season doesn't need company. True, true, true. True indeed. We like company though. We like our people. We love our people. First things first. Do you believe in therapy? Do you think that therapy is something that is helpful in your walk? Do you think that it could be beneficial to you? Not everybody at once, but I do want somebody to tell me what they think. Yes or no? Because I'll be forgetting about this microphone. I'll be hitting it. Um, and we asked that because it used to be a real thing for people not to want to do therapy. People used to be really cautious of it, and so my question to you is, do you believe in it? Do you think that therapy is a that helps? Do you think that it is beneficial to you? Do you think that if you utilize it, it'll, or has it made you better? Has it improved your thought process? Um, what has therapy been for you? We got a comment. Therapy has been the biggest help in my life. All right, we got a brother. Therapy has been the biggest help in my life. I love that. Um, I love it either way, whether you use therapy or not. But I do want, and he said it's extremely beneficial for him. Um, thank you, D, for sharing that. Therapy is, and I say this because we have to have the right type of therapist. We really need people to talk to that look like us, so they can have some understanding. And it's clear. It's been very clear and been proven that all brown skin ain't kin. It's been proven. You know what I'm saying? Because we done had some people who sell us out right at the last minute when you thought you was about to get this extra. So all brown skin ain't kin. So we know that. But it's been proven that going to a therapist that looks like you get a little bit more understanding of things, because somebody is going to speak to you on the term of talking to you. It's not about just talking to the to or just being a therapist and giving just the normal conundrum answers. They're really focused on who they're talking to, who they're dealing with, and what it is that they're talking to and dealing about. You know what I'm saying? And it's on a you basis with that person. They don't. It's not. Uh, um. Well, in retrospect, everybody goes through that. No, they're going to be speaking to you in terms of what is bothering you, what is giving you these questions, what is making you not be on the level that you want to be on, what is not, it's giving you that. It's a difference in how therapy helps different people. But for the most part, when you go and talk to a therapist that resembles you, that has this that fair tone skin, you're going to get somebody that can at least speak to you in ways that you don't want to be just talked down to. They're talking to you and through you to make some connection. You're not dealing with a person that's just looking at you like you're just a normal human going through something. No, that's different. So therapy is very beneficial. Now, when I began receiving therapy, she was white. Didn't work for me. New therapist is black. She relates more. And that's all I'm saying, because I'm not saying that a white person wouldn't relate to a white therapist. No, because they're supposed to. But what I am saying is that you want to get somebody that you can relate to that favors you. If they look like you, they probably got a little bit of understanding of what you can be going through. Okay. All right. So, do you believe in therapy? And Diallo says yes. And I do think that having that believing in something gives you more of a tool to use it. You'll want to be collaborative with that tool if you have some type of faith in it. So talking to people who have gone to therapy and seeing what they experience and how they experienced it and what they did, how it helped them or didn't help. Like you just wanna, if you're one of those people who are like, mm, it's questionable, then you may want to talk to somebody who has been through therapy. You may want to actually go and have that opportunity to hear a firsthand experience, because it's it's not always easy to just jump into something new. And it's not always easy to open up to people either. Some people can talk to people that they know and they open up a little bit more, or some people can talk to a complete stranger and that stranger makes them open up a little bit more. So it just depends on the person. Um, so take that time out to check your resources, talk with people, get some understanding, some clarity if you're questioning it. But don't count it all. Don't count it out. Don't count it out. All right. And with therapy is the topic, the first issue at hand, because I'm going to go into the grieving process. How are you coping if you're grieving? What methods are you including to sustain you through your grief? Um, Grieving is not an easy thing. It's not easy to accept. It's not easy to get over, and it's not always easy to move past. It's not easy to even deal with when you're in the process of the grief. Grief is hard. So therapy is one of those things that you can actually utilize while you're going through a grieving process. You want to um, talk to someone. You definitely want to talk to someone. You want to get some of those things off of your chest. You want to cry sometimes. You need to cry. There, when you're going through any type of grieving situation, and grieving isn't always human grief. It's grief goes in many, many facets. But whatever grief you're going through, you want to be able to have get to a point where you can control, because it's going to take time, but you want to get to a point where you can control how it is you let out your grief. It's not about where you do it or anything like that. It's literally about the way you feel about letting it out, because it can be times where it needs to be exposed in a deeper manner. It could be times when it doesn't need to be exposed at all, because it can cause someone to take advantage of you in that very, very moment. So at when you'll get to a point where you'll be able to control when it is to be used and when it's not. When you can be trusted with your grief, or like when you can trust where you are while you're grieving. Because it's not always just about, oh, I'm in a bad space, I need to express myself. It matters where you are expressing yourself at. It matters who you're expressing yourself to, because people will utilize your words and your actions while you're going through something against you. So when I ask what are some of your methods and how are you sustaining yourself while you're going through something, those are the things I mean. How you grieve, baby, nobody's in control of that. How long it takes you to get over something, nobody's in control of that. You know what I'm saying? That's on you. You can grieve for a lifetime. A birthday, a holiday, anything could be reminding you or giving you those reminiscent moments of someone. So nobody gets to tell you how long you get to grieve. My question is simply in regard to what are your coping methods in sustaining yourself around others? So, you know what I'm saying? People who you can trust, people making sure that if you are doing certain things in your grief, that it's around somebody you trust that won't be using certain things against you. Okay? All right. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Next topic at hand. What traditions have you created in your family, in your home? And we're this is important because there are so many traditional things that people just do because they just follow what people do, what's been going on, the country been doing this forever, we're gonna do it too. Okay, but what are you doing separately to create valuable moments, traditions in your own family, in your own home, in your own space? Are you working on those things? Are you putting traditions in play that will allow your people to grow? Are you like to have fun, stay connected, grow as a family? Are you doing that? Because we're supposed to be creating our own traditions. We're supposed to be getting into um, things that we like and that we want to do based on us as a people, not just like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. Yeah, okay, cool. They started a tradition on February 13th for Black Couples Day. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's they're not everybody don't want to just do the norm. People want to do things different. So what are you doing to create traditions or different things in your house? And if you haven't done anything to implement new things, new strategies, new ways to bond, new ways to be together in your family, start working on that. Start building that. Start having that those conversations with your children, with whether they're your adult children or not. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I need to. Me and my kids always did stuff. We just ain't never did it as a thing that we just said, oh, this is what we're gonna do annually. You know what I'm saying? We just do stuff. But I do think that we should put in play something annually that we want to do. We started something with our whole family that is like a annual family trip. We do that, but and I think even with that, that's a tradition in its own. We still have to create valuable traditions as well. We got to make sure that we're dropping some jewels during some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, what traditions have you created in your family and in your home? And if you've not, start working on it. Put something together. Because a lot of people are grandparents. A lot of people will be grandparents at some point, and you're gonna want to have something that y'all can do that's outside of what everybody else in the world doing, and then your offspring or your grandkids or your little nieces, nephews, they can look forward to it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing these traditions for. That's what we're creating these things for, so people can be looking forward to that family time or to those different experiences. All right, so yeah, definitely we want to jump out there and put these traditions together. I was looking for a pen. um Now, this next topic is something that always reminds people that you have to be accountable. And the question is, are you the problem in your own life? And so I was thinking about um one of the young artists, NBA Youngboy. He always getting in trouble. He always getting in trouble. Great artist, great entertainer and all that, but he was always getting in trouble. Like, and when you look at the stuff that he's doing, it's things that he is in control of. He don't have to either be doing it um or he just he I mean, I don't know what it is that makes you want to keep doing something that's gonna keep on getting you in trouble. Like repetitive stuff. I don't get it. But what I would say is, as an example, he is one of those people that contributes problems to his own life. In certain things, you can say, "I don't have to do that. I can be in control. I can handle that. I run this. I run this." Simply stated, and we can do that. We can say that. We can actually we are the people that are responsible for the choices that are happening in our lives. We get choices now. um you know, things happen, accidents happen, issues happen, things arise, things don't arise. You go through this, you don't go through that. It's things just gonna be there. It's gonna be shit that just occurs. You're not in control of everything. But the things that where you get to make this decision on what you're gonna put on in the morning and it's freezing cold, you in control of that. How you respond, you in control of that. What makes you more beneficial, you're in control of that. And the reason why is because you are in control of the choices that are made for you. You get to be in control. So if you got so much control over your life, and if you are the person that's in control, wouldn't you be the person that would be either causing the problems in your life or making problems disappear? Like, don't be that person who just celebrates yourself or just take credit for when it's a great thing that you did. Be that person who accept when you fucked up too. You know what I'm saying? Like, be honest with yourself. If you keep doing stuff that's causing you to take 2 steps back every time you take 3 steps forward, figure it out. Figure out why. But you got to accept that you play a huge role in that. You got to accept that first. You got to accept that you are the person who accepted that choice, who went that direction. When when you got to the stop sign, the direction said turn right. You went left anyway. So you gotta be straight up and honest and accept what happens when you went left. It's a possibility that you're gonna get lost, or either you're gonna get lost or you might run into something else. We gotta be honest. If we are the person that is bringing the BS into our lives and that are bringing the problems, we gotta be honest about that. We got to be honest about that. So, are you the problem in your own life? And once you start saying, yes, I did that. Yes, I fucked up over here. Yes, I shouldn't have did that. Yes, I shouldn't have turned left and instead of going right. Yes, I admit all that. Now, what can I do? Now you start making those changes. But first and foremost, accept that you definitely play a huge role in that shit. Don't just be on here tripping, telling yourself lies, bro. And you know for a fact that you the person who did that. No, we got to be honest. That's number uno. So, are you the problem in your own life? If you are, accept it and remedy it. Start working on how to make it better. And if you don't know, you can talk to somebody. It's people out there. You got friends, you got family, and then you got people, you got therapists, you got life coaches, you got people who will just talk to you. But you got to do something about it, though. You can't just be stuck in a world of bullshit. I bet. I think it might have been E. He said it really wasn't his fault. I think it might have been. But we must accept defeat. When we have been the person that keep writing the same script and it's a bullshit ass script, we need to accept it and throw that script away and start over. You know? It's all right. It ain't nothing wrong with starting over. It ain't nothing wrong with it. I promise you. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's worth it too. It's definitely worth it. All right. Next up, are you doing what makes you happy? Are we still doing things that we just gotta do, or are we actually doing things that actually make us happy out here? Hold on. He said, not for I've definitely been stuck on stupid many times. We all have. We don't just it's not something that you can just wash away, but you do gotta work on it to make it go away. So you worked on it, you got through it, you got past it, and you're not around here making unimmaculate decisions anymore. All the decisions are looking to be working in your favor right about now. So hey. Edna. Are you doing what makes you happy? And I think more of the younger youthful generation, they're starting early to do things that make them happy. They're doing things that we may be doing now at 30s and 40s, because they're like, we ain't waiting till we get older, we start doing this. We ain't waiting till we get older, start doing that. We're going to be doing it now. Y'all waited too late. What if something happened? That's their mentality, and I love it. I love it for them. I absolutely love it for them. I promise you I do. But what I will say is this: are you doing the things that make you happy? Are you happy? Are you yourself happy with who you are, where you at, and what you're doing? And if you're not at least happy, are you grateful? Because there could be a little bit, there's definitely a difference Because even if you don't have everything you want and you're not in the level of where you want to be, doesn't mean you're not supposed to be grateful for what you are, what you got, and what you're doing. So, but I want to know, are you happy? Because the jobs we work can be stressful. Is it a job you like? We're not. I'm telling you, we can't be keep on living in that survival mode of I just got to do it just to do it because I got to get it. We can't. We got to find a place that we can be elaborate in our growths and in our choices that give us the opportunity to say, I'm happy with this decision that I made. I'm happy that I did it this way. I'm happy to start over on these terms and these conditions. Are you happy? Your happiness is important in your walk every single day. If there's not happiness there, if there's no standard there set for your happiness, how long you think you're gonna be happy? Your happy should not depend on your situation. Your happy should not depend on anything like that. It should be very, very ordinary because of the fact that you get to breathe. So your happiness should automatically be happy. And if it's not, then that's something you want to work on. That's something you want to help yourself get to because you got to get to a place of happiness. If you're gonna be out here doing it and kicking it and living and loving and doing, you gotta be happy while doing that. Content, mm, happy is better because what's the point of being blessed to by getting older and accepting the fact that you it's a blessing? Because I hear people say all the time how they unhappy, but it's a blessing to get older. It's a blessing to keep living. It's a blessing. Well, then what are you? What? So you just waking up every day, just going? Ain't no happiness in there. It ain't. You just content. What's so cool about just being content? We can't just be like, I'm gonna keep on going every day and be like thirst driven behind content. Your contentness is very, it don't even get, it's not even a value to you just to be content. It You need to have some happiness, some thoroughness, some loving about you so that you can make sure that you're doing everything you should be doing in a peaceful manner. That just being content is like you settling still. And we done been through enough hard times to where we shouldn't still be out here settling. I'm telling you that we should no longer we at some point in your life you got to say, I'm not just settling no more. I'm not just settling no more. To hell with being content. That's like survival mode. The action of staying alive. And no, no. And it's wrong. That's wrong, D. To just be like, I'm gonna get up every day and just be grateful to have my life, but I'm not gonna do anything to make it better. I'm not gonna do anything to make it a benefit. I'm not gonna do anything for somebody else to benefit off of me. My children, my family. I'm just here. That's some bullshit. We're supposed to be past that. When you have clawed your goddamn way out of so many areas of places where you've sunk and fell and kept falling, when you've clawed your way out of that and you saw that it is now you can sustain by getting through this and by getting through that, there's no way you just want to go back to that. There's no way. There's no way. You're just literally saying I'm okay with getting a check and paying my bills. And that's all I want to do with that check. I don't want no new clothes. I don't want no new shoes. I don't want to travel. I don't want to give a couple dollars to my grandkids or to my family. Nothing. You just content. God didn't do that. The Most High didn't say, I give you life for you to sit out here and play with it. You do what you're supposed to be doing. And your happiness matters. Your happiness matters. If you're not happy, you can't get further. If you're not happy in what you're doing, it's going to be hard to continue to want to do it. But be grateful. But in your gratefulness, you don't think you're supposed to have some happiness, some futuristic smiles? Come on. And you're just waking up just to be here. All right. Uh Now this next topic at hand is something that people lie about. They'll say they are, but they probably ain't never told a person what they needed to hear in their whole life. So, question is, are you honest even if it hurts the person hearing the truth? Are you an honest person? Are you willing to be forthcoming with what the person doesn't want to hear versus hushing your mouth, keeping it cool so y'all can still just be cool? Or are you going to be honest? Are you telling people what they need to hear? Are you being a true, real being? Something that somebody actually needs? Are you being a benefit? Yes, no, maybe. Are you a person that's honest with your people? If you're talking to your people, are you giving them true honesty? Or are you just telling them what they want to hear? She says, Jada says yes, and I say it the way it fits the person. Okay, that's good because you do gotta be careful with your approach and how you deliver. So that's good. You do it. You know how to speak it in a way that it fits that person that you're telling it to. You can have 5 different friends, but all friends can't hear that truth in the same way. You do have to be very descriptive of how you give your truths to people. Now, but you giving them the truth though. You're not holding back. And a lot of us are not. We we have we don't have friendships that are built on purpose. You have friendships built on things. And what I mean by that is that might be a friend that does for you or you do for them, or they thrive off you for certain things. They're not um they're the type of friend who don't want to really hear the truth, but they feel like they got to give you the truth, but they can't really take the truth. Yeah. So with people as such, your delivery will matter. Now, are you not supposed to deliver? Heck yeah, you're supposed to deliver. You're supposed to give it to, because you as that person, if you care about your people, you're supposed to give them their honesty. Now, if they can't take it and they're like, I didn't ask you for that, or I don't want, that's not your friend. That's not your friend. Because you're supposed to be able to tell your friends what you feel when they're wrong about something, or if you feel like they're wrong. If they hurt your feelings, you're not supposed to be able to not express yourself and tell your friend that they fucked up. You fucked up, friend. If you see them do something wrong, you supposed to better put them to the side when it's just y'all and tell them, friend, that one, that's fucked up, friend. Why you did that? What's your reason for that? You gotta be honest with your friend. If you're not that type of friend, I don't need nobody around me that can't be honest with me. I don't need you around. I don't need you in the vicinity of me. I don't need it. Because the reason why you in my life, everybody that's in my life is in my life for a purpose. You here for a reason. You're not just here because I just said, oh, I need another friend. Fuck no. You here for a reason. You fit. You fit in there. That's what happened. You fit in there. And if you don't fit in there, you gotta go. Like I can speak to you and keep it moving. We can be an associate in the street. But if I call you my friend, that's my friend. I could tell my friend when she fucked up. I could tell my friend when they did great. I could tell my friend when they falling down if they need help. I could tell my friend. I can do all of that. That's my friend. But if you not the type of friend that makes your people be accountable, you're a bad friend. And you're not a friend, and that's not your friend if they can't accept your direction. Like as far as you giving them your opinion. If they don't want to accept your opinion, what type of friend is that? And we still having conversations about friends in this good old day and age in our 40s because people right here pretending. They pretending. There's a lot of people that's sitting right in your face right now that will never tell you what you really need to hear. Because they'd rather see you fall on your goddamn face pretending. I hate it. Yes, man. Me too, D. Don't even play with me like that. If you gonna agree with everything I say, I don't need that. I just don't, bro. That actually pissed me off thinking about it. A person just in there saying, yeah. Well, bitch, I'm gonna look over to you and be like, well, damn, do you do you have any opinion of your own? Tamika, tell them, like, for real, do you have any opinion? Do you speak? Can you say anything that you believe in versus just saying, "Yeah, man, I feel all that. I love all that." No, man. At some point, you got to not like what I said, and I'm not saying like not like it in a way that it'll make you dislike me. You just may not agree. You don't have to agree with everything. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes people love us because we have our own verbatim. We have our own walk. We in our own lane. Yep. And they do that not to argue. Very true. Very true. She said, and it's not to argue. People will keep their mouth closed just so it won't be an argument. And if a person cannot talk to you without arguing, making a big old argument anyway, and it's to not agree. I mean, I'm sorry. If a person can't do this without having, so that y'all can just be you, because who can't be in a room with someone and have a different opinion than the next person? Why does that make it a bad situation because y'all have a difference of opinion? Now, it's certain things that morality will have you like, I don't like that. You might not like it, but that it's not your life. But you still have to respect it. Respect people. Respect people. If you we have better friendships and things in this world anyway when we have respect for people. If you getting in a friendship based on respect anyway, that shit gonna be real. It's gonna be real. You don't. We know that friendship built on respect. We know because of the way that they talk to each other and like. Because and this is a key point for me right here with this respect thing. Um, the only time a person will say that you mean or you got a bitch attitude is if they don't respect you. That's it. That's the only time. You only mean when you don't let a person walk over you. You only a person who hard to get along with when you won't allow anything to just happen to you. Now all of a sudden, I don't went from being a person who's nice, nurturing, and all of this to a person who I because you can't just say what you want to say to me. I mean, I'm a bitch. I'm not I'm not respectful of your feelings. I'm stepping on your toes or something just because I don't allow you to handle me in any type of way. That's silly. That's childish. If you don't get in with these people and if you don't start off with people in a respectful manner, at some point y'all gonna bump heads and the truth about how you feel about them is going to come out because you've been holding back. You've been holding back because you don't want to disagree with them. Insane. Spare the rod and spoil the child. What does this mean to you? What does spare the rod and spoil the child mean to you? In my term, um, what I learned from it and how I was taught what spare the rod and spoil the child meant is that when there's no discipline, there's no self control. A child can be, they can have they'll have no boundaries, and they pretty much do what they want to do. They pretty much raising themselves, and you just providing. That's what the terminology for me is of it. Now, I've heard some people say it differently. I've heard some people feel like you don't have to um use the rod. You don't have to. You can find other ways of discipline. And spare the rod don't just mean an ass whooping. Um, it don't just mean that, because spare the rod can actually be places a punishment. Spare the rod can actually be. I mean, the rod can actually be other terms of discipline outside of beating their ass. I don't think it means beat the brakes off of your children. Definitely don't mean that. It don't mean beat the brakes off your children. But forms of discipline. It does. Spare the rod, spoil the child mean that if you don't implement this discipline, you will end up with a spoiled child. And a spoiled child normally will show out on you any fucking way. Like, they'll have no respect for you because you haven't created boundaries. You know what I'm saying? When you implement discipline, discipline creates boundaries. All form when we and when I say discipline, I'm talking about all forms of discipline. Whatever your disciplinary methods are, you need to make sure that they are implemented at an early age so that respect is automatically ingrained in your child. And they'll see that respect goes both ways at an early age. Because the more respectful you are in your responses to your parents, the more you're going to get. The more you're going to hear yeses. But you got to be able to accept. You have to be able to accept that discipline. That discipline creates boundaries. You need boundaries in your relationship with your children. They should not be able to do everything you do. They should not have the same privileges that you have. They should learn that these things are earned. Privileges are earned. So sparing the rod and spoiling the child is going to create issues in your relationship with your child and the relationship that your child has with their growth while they're growing up and the relationship the child has with the other children of the world. No forms of discipline. Discipline comes with everything. Your children's supposed to have chores. They're supposed to be able to know that if you mess up, you clean up. Like, your boundaries. That's what discipline creates. It creates boundaries. It creates people from being lazy, non working people. Just expect it without giving anything up for it. Yeah. So this topic right here, I'm gonna skeet right past it because I feel like people already know that if they spare the rod, it spoils the child. I think they don't want to be accountable that they're half of the reason why their kids grow up fucked up because they don't implement any forms of discipline. I think a lot of times that we'll blame society, we'll blame teachers, we'll blame everybody but ourselves when it comes to the fact that your kid ain't got zero respect for nobody. And then you'll turn around and find out that they damn ain't got no respect for you because of how they talk to you. So discipline creates boundaries. I said when I first started talking about this, your forms of discipline are not just beating their ass. You can implement spankings and stuff into it. You can implement ass whoopings, but that shouldn't be the only form of discipline. That should not be. That means you have a lack of communication skills because you don't know what else to do besides whoop. So have some other forms of discipline, but stick to it. Stick to it. Be adamant with your discipline. Don't fall off the horse. Don't let these kids talk to you any type of way. Don't let them handle you any type of way. Implement discipline. It's gonna be some fucked up kids. I will when I be out and about and I see children and I be like, oh my god, they're gonna be so fucked up, bro. God, lead. This how you just this what you doing? You cool with this? You cool with this? I be even on when we watching it on TikTok. You see kids, parents laughing at these things that their kids doing, and in 3 years they're gonna be crying. Y'all let these kids be grown too soon. Um, our last topic of the day. Does your social media describe who you are as a person? I see so many people saying that what they post and how they do this and what they say on social media is not a reflection of them. So are you a fucking liar? So you just put bullshit up and it don't have no reference to nothing, no rhetoric to nothing. So are you just saying that you're a liar? Because I believe you're a full-blown liar. I really just believe you're a full-blown liar if you saying that your social media has no reflection of who you are at no point, at no time. Nothing you put on social media has no relevance to you as a person. None. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. One time. That's what you said. What's happening? It's about what time. Yes, my social media presence is exactly who I am. There's honesty. Thank you, D. Thank you for the honesty. So when I see people say, "Oh, you don't know me. This is just my social media." What? So I haven't gathered anything about you from your social media? You don't think I picked up anything from your social media about who you are as a person? You may as well not goddamn post. If you think that I can't think, if you really believe that what you post on social media has no relevance to who you are a liar. You're a liar. So if you don't want it to have any relevance to who you are as a person, just stop posting. Otherwise, you're a liar. And that's just the truth. Because why on earth are you sharing in your posts that you support people who want to have life decisions on whether or not they get an abortion? They should get an abortion, but then you get off social media and be like, I don't give a damn what people do and say. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. You're a liar. It's exactly what you are. Be honest with yourself first. All right? Be honest with yourself first. That's a wrap, y'all. That's our show for today. We went around the world black on a couple of different scenarios, things that do represent us as a populace and that are affecting us as a populace, because we need to be in complete understanding with whether or not therapy is going to work. We need to be people that create our family traditions. We need to be in charge of many, many things that we can choose the outcome of and be accountable and responsible for it. Okay. So for the rest of this week, y'all, be intentional for the rest of your life, really. But this week, this is the goal. Be intentional with who you are and what you're doing. Whatever you're trying to put on display, be intentional about it. Whatever you're trying to grow from and be happy from, because you got to be happy in order for you to keep sustaining. I'm telling you. Otherwise, you just out here surviving and you just living. And that content life is not going to get you to that happy life. Is no, we're not 20 years old no more where we trying to figure it out. Get that shit together, okay? If you need somebody to help you get it together, you can hit me up. But put your shit out there. Manifest it, build on it, work on it, and get it going. All right? Y'all take good care of yourselves. Be intentional. And I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.